Hello everyone. Today we are going to start chapter number 14, that is statics, and you have studied a lot of static from class 6 onwards. So today we are starting the chapter, and you know what is the data? A dat you know that a data is the collection of the items, right? It can be raw data or organized data. If you collect the data and write them as it is, like five students got the marks, so you will write the name of the student and the marks, and overall if you say the students are achieved more than these marks and less than these marks, this is the organization of the data, right? So here we have given some definition about the primary data. And what is the primary data? When the information was collected by the invigilator herself or himself with a definite object in her or his mind, the data obtained is a primary data. Means the person who are using the data itself collect it. And the secondary data, in the second case, when the information was generated from the source which already had been informed, so the stored data obtained is called the secondary data. Okay, it can be stored by some companies for just like Sensex, and we always use the Sensex given by the government. So it is the secondary data for us, and it is primary data for government. Now come to exercise 14.1. First question, give 5 examples that data will be collected in day to day life. This question is just for you, and try by yourself, and you can write all the data that you collect every day. And classify question number 1 as the primary and secondary data. So you have to classify which of the activities are collected by you and used by you are primary data, and the data collected by someone other and you are using that data is the secondary data for you. So this is 14.1, nothing special in that. Here is presentation of the data. How to present the data. uh, if you have given the data in like 10 students marks in the mathematics test are these you have given, so that this form is the raw data. If you organize it in the form of groups and in the form of telemarks, so it will call the organized data, right? Means if you write the maximum marks are these, minimum marks are these, and what is the difference between maximum and minimum, so that this is the organization of the data, right? And the range is the number that is the difference of the highest and lowest. You know that range is, it is quite important. Range is highest minus lowest, right? And come to example number 2. You have to do all the examples, these are very beneficial for you. Consider the marks obtained by the students of 30 students out of 100, and the marks are given like, right? And recall the number of the students who are obtained certain number of the marks is called the frequency of those marks. Okay, if you write 10 marks, how many students got 10 marks, how many students get 72 marks, how many students get the marks between 10 to 20. So this number, suppose 5 students got the marks between 10 to 60 or 10 to 50, and then the number 5 is the frequency of this data, right? And if 4 student got 70 marks, if frequency of the 70 marks is 4, right? So you can easily understand this, and you have already done it in the class 8th. So you can see here, this is the table that 10 marks got by 10 marks are got by 1 student, 20 marks 1 student, 36 marks 3 student, 40 marks 4 students. So this 1 is the frequency of 10, this 1 is the frequency of 20, this 3 is the frequency of 36, 4 is the frequency of 40, right? And if you are asked what is the greatest frequency, so you can tell the number 4 here is the greatest frequency of which number, this is 60 and 70. So maximum students get 60 and 70 marks, right? And this is the organization of the data. So this is called ungrouped data, because we have not done the frequency, we have not paired them in that, how many students got the marks between 10 to 20, how many got between 20 to 30. So this is grouping of the frequency, but we are now just using the frequency distribution table, that is not grouped. So ungrouped data is there, or simply you can write the frequency distribution table was ungrouped frequency table. So you can use the tally marks to form the table also, and you are quite familiar with the tally marks. For this you will write 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and the difference is this is 5, and this is 6, right, and so on you can write. So this is the given data of the 10 plants and surveyed here. So you have given some data here, like 100 plants, each of the plant is 100 school during the one Mahotsav. So you can see the data and you can group it also. So what the thing that I want to tell you here are some terms, like to present the data, large amount of the data, that is the reader can make the sense, it is easily to understand, and condense into the groups like 20 to 29, this is grouping of the data, 30 to 39, 99 to 90 to 99, since the data is from 23 to 28, so all the numbers will include from the smaller number to the larger number, right. These groups are called the classes, right. This 20 to 29, this is called the class, right. And in this class 20 is the lower limit and 29 is the upper limit. And what is the width of this data is upper minus lower, that is 29 minus 20, you will get 9 is the width, right. Now see here, this is called the class or the class interval. Classes or the class interval, the same thing. So their size is called the class size, and class width, which is 10 in the case. Here is 9 because 30 is this is, this is not a continuous frequency grouping. If you have given continuous, then you can write 20 to 30 and then 30 to 30 to 40. Ultimately this 30 is will be count here only in the lower limit, and here we will use 29.9 up to 29.9, right. So this is the width is 10, so that it is saying that the width is 10, because this is not continuous. If you have given discontinuous frequency grouping, you will make them at first continuous, and then you can tell the width or the size of the class, right. This is important for 1 marks question, okay, which is 10 in this case. In each of these classes, the least number is called lower limit and the greatest number is called the upper limit. In this case 20 to 29, 20 is lower case or lower limit, or 29 is the upper limit that I told you, right. So these are the things for important for 1 marks. This complete paragraph this complete paragraph is important for 1 marks. You should understand all these things. Now come to the grouping. As you see, 20 to 29, three student got the marks between 20 to 29, and you will write 3 as the frequency. I told you how to make the tally marks, and these are the number, how many students got the marks between that. And one thing that you remember, this is discontinuous. This is discontinuous, always remember that. Discontinuous grouping, in that 29 will count here and 30 will count here, and in the continuous you will write 20 to 30, 30 to 40, again 30 will count here and 29 will count here, right. So in between that, why we are using this discontinuous, because there is no decimal number is there. If we have given 29.5 or 29.6, then we need a or any number that lies between 29 and 30, and there we need a continuous frequency grouping. But here we are just given the natural number in the question, as you seen. So natural numbers can be taken in the discontinuous grouping also, because 29 can be count here and 30 will count here. So there are no number between 29 and 30, that's why. So you can tell the class size, or okay, So presenting of this type of the data enables us to observe the important features at the one glance, and this is called a grouped frequency distribution, right? So grouped frequency distribution, you can tell where we can make the groups of the data. Now we can easily observe that the 50% or the more plants survived in 8 plus, means you can add or you can subtract. Means if someone asks that how many percentage between 70 to 99, so you can add these, right? If they ask 40 to 50, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry, students. So I'm sorry. So let us come to example number 4. That let us we have given here the frequency of 38 students. You can see the data, and the grouping is done here, and you can find the width of the the size of the class also, and frequency you can make from the table. And what we have to find here, the lower limit 36, the upper limit 35, and the difference you can find is 1, and a half difference you can find the half of the difference, means 1 by 2. So this is the example you can do by yourself also, and next is also the example you can do. Now come to exercise 14.2. First question, the blood group of the blood group we have given, right? And we have to present the data in the form of frequency distribution, which is the most common and which is the rarest blood group among these students. Okay, you have to write the blood group at first. Let me rewrite. So blood group, then you write tally marks, then you write frequency. Okay, so here is not given that to find the grouped data, frequency distribution table we have to make. So blood group A, then B, then O and AB. So you can find how many times A comes, how many times B come, how many times 2O come, and how many times AB come, then write the frequency. This is the table. Okay, after doing the examples, try your questions also. Till then, tomorrow we will start the exercise. Till then, thank you.